Lights are off on the pace car. I'm not sure if it's going to pull off. I haven't seen Josh Ward receive that black flag yet. Looks like it is going to pull off. Ward is going to lead them to the green, despite what admins have informed me previously. We'll see what happens there. Green flag flies, and Josh Ward is going to get himself about a car length gap before they even get to the start-finish line. Great start for that number 67 machine. And behind him, it is a absolute fray to see who can get some track position early on, put themselves in a good position. This race is underway.
Yeah, we're seeing the 67 Josh Ward shoot up front. He's got a little bit of a lead, and he is going to go down below the apron. And 53 of Preston McCray will be your new leader. Not too sure what happened right there. 38 of Brandon Pierce right behind him. And that outside line is trying to do something. But you talked about the more laps you complete here in Las Vegas, the closer you get to the wall. And it comes down to experience here in Vegas to kind of know when your car is going to start falling off. If you've got a car to the outside and you know it's going to start pushing up, you're not going to have all that room in the world. So you go, oh, and we've got a wreck out of turn 2, the 24.
Oh, man. Kevin Steele hard into the inside wall. Front end is gone on that machine here on lap 2 of this event. No yellow flag. That was underneath the racing surface. Only one car involved, so we've stayed green so far. But that's a playoff contender, Cam. I mean, that's a huge moment for that 24 team, because right now, at the very beginning of this round, that very well may put him in a must-win situation going forward. But we do have a replay top of our 3-wide TV multicam. There's the number 24 in the middle of this pack. Coming out of the corner, looks like he just got a little bit loose on his own. Nobody else involved. Sliding down. Oh, man. Almost had a Jeff Gordon situation. That break in the wall. Nearly caught him, but he hit the wall right in front of it. Unfortunately, a lot of damage to that car. A lot of time on pit road spent repairing that, I'm sure. Both these drivers work their way around Cameron Stone. And I'll tell you what, Cam, that's the trade-off that we talked about. You know, Stone came down pit road so early, and he was fast. He cycled out ahead of the 63, but now this is where he has to pay for that. His tires are older. The number 9 and the 63 got better tires. Their cars are faster, and there's just nothing he can do to defend that. He's got to take his position there in third, and these leaders are going to battle it out in contact. Bryson Hixenboss sliding up the track. Tire smoke off the number 9, but he saves it. He's going to be side by side for second. What a recovery by Bryson. Stage caution will be thrown once 10 cars have come around for the completion of lap 80. So we're going to go around one more time for these two leaders. They're going to duke it out. One more lapped car in front of them and 2 more corners for Bryson to try to make something happen before the admins throw the stage caution and everybody makes their way down pit road. And oh no, 63 got a little bit loose through turns 1 and 2. That's going to put him a little too far back, I think. I don't think he's got anything for him here in 3 and 4. Jonathan Delaney for the final time in stage 1. He's going to work that white line down to the apron. Slingshot out of the corner. He's going to cross the line in the lead, get himself a stage win. Pace car makes its way through 3 and 4 for the final time of this pacing session. It's going to make that hard left turn. It's going to be Jonathan Delaney and Murray on the front row leading them to the stripe with Cameron Stone behind them alongside Jason Taylor. What is Delaney going to do? He does decide when to start the field, and he waited a little while there. And that didn't work out too well. Usually we see Jonathan Delaney get out to some really big gaps here, Kim. He's really good at these restarts. But I think in stacking the field up like that, they might have been prepared for it because Cameron Stone only about a car length behind. And then you got Murray behind him, also breathing down his neck. So it's going to be a battle for the lead here for the first few laps.
And, you know, I think these drivers, they've raced with him enough. They know his driving style. They know how fast he is. And they know they have to be on their toes. There is not 1 millisecond that you can give up there right on the restart to get behind the 9 and try to get that positioning from the get-go in stage 2. But you saw how fast, Andre, that inside line built up. We saw, I believe it was the 28 dip down low quite quickly. Maybe it was the 37. And make it a 5-car pack on the inside from the get-go, but now nose-to-nose for the lead between the 57 and the 9, and the 57 comes out on top. He'll take it away from the 9, and the 9 is now running the bumper of the 57.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure you could have put a piece of paper between the bumpers of those cars when Cameron slid up in front of him. That was one bold move. I'm not sure if even he knew he was clear or not. I think that was more of a take it on faith situation. He slid up, hoped he was clear, ended up that it was so. But, man, what a path to the lead. It seems like Cameron Stone has been really good on the short runs these last few weeks. Every track we've gone to, short tracks, intermediate tracks, bigger tracks, he's had a lot of short run speed these last few weeks. And as the run goes on, that car starts to fade. But Las Vegas is one of those tracks where being in the lead is so important. Being able to put the car behind you in dirty air, just like we heard from Jonathan Delaney. Maybe just getting out front early on may be enough for him to hold on to this. But we'll have to see, because Jonathan not letting him drive away with it. He looked down low on the backstretch, lost that run a little bit because he pulled out of the draft. A lot of cars behind him that were pushing him before he dipped out. Then he had to come back up and get that draft again. So waiting for some... Whoa, we got a huge incident. Preston McRae sliding through the tri-oval. The number 16 involved. The 09 Damaris Hickenbottom, playoff hopeful on his passenger side door. This is an absolute brawl. That's half the field, Cam.
Oh, yeah. Preston McRae, Ryan Samuelson, Damaris Hickenbottom, all involved in that wreck, and even more cars. I'm having the hiccups. Even more cars hitting them right there after the fact.
Yeah, we'll have to dial up the replay on our 3-wide TV replay camera, see exactly what happened here. It looks like the number 1, that's Dustin Hall, might have been on the bumper of the 37 a little bit too hard and got himself loose. And that, of course, led to the absolute fray. These guys were so close together. It was a hornet's nest. We weren't very far off from that restart. Everybody was still in the draft together. And they just had nowhere to go. Okay, no, it looks like Pierce may have gotten loose out of that corner. And that's what caused Dustin Hall to get into the bumper, and it was just a domino effect from there. And unfortunately, a lot of playoff hopefuls caught up in that, Preston McRae among them. I mean, that car was destroyed. The 38 just loose out of the corner, down into the bumper of the number 1. He had nowhere to go. That was a victim of circumstance. And then from there, we know the rest of this story, and it is not pretty. The number 16 tries to go as low as he can. Looks like he might avoid the wreck, and then just clips the 53. And that puts Damaris in a bad situation as well. That put him in a box. Man, oh man, I don't think I've seen a wreck like this in quite a while with this group of guys. This is almost unprecedented.
Yeah, that was a big-time hard hit right there, coming out of turn 4. And like you said, super stacked up as the restart had just happened. And it's just part of racing, and that is something I always worry about when I'm either broadcasting or I'm personally racing. We're in a big pack. It's the restart. Everybody's antsy. You see that one move happen in front of you and you know it's over. And unfortunately, right here out of turn 4, multiple drivers maybe saw it coming, but were still involved. And you can see right there on the replay, so many hard hits. Man. Yeah, and you know, one of the first things I discussed during tonight's stream is 100% lean. You know, that's not something you see all the time with league races. And when it comes to short-term run and long-term run, that could be the big difference. It's going to shorten stages when you have a lot less laps. You're not going to have to worry about cars like the 9 kind of running away with it. So definitely making those improvements and maybe taking some notes from the 9 car will help improve Stone's car for the next race.
And as they worked through 3 and 4, Jonathan Delaney is on lap 160. And I believe that right there is going to be the stage win.
As we now see the 57 of Cameron Stone take it to the inside and go past the 9 of John Delaney. And then, oh my gosh, they almost spun on the backstretch.
He slid up in front of the number 9. That took all the air off the spoiler of Cameron Stone. Got him big sideways coming out of the turn. But he was able to gather that car up, straightened it out. And that right there, that is the benefit of liking a loose race car. Cameron Stone has always preferred his car to be as loose as possible, so he's got a lot of experience with cars getting sideways and being able to recover them. And I think that's what was able to get him through that situation. But we got the replay on the top of our 3-wide TV multicam, and actually, no, that was not air being taken off the spoiler. That was a bit of a bump from the number 9. There was contact there, and Cam working that steering wheel, able to hold on to it. I would have to imagine Cam is accounting for that. And oh my goodness, we got a car barrel rolling down the tri-oval, upside down, end over end. That is, I believe, the number 86. It is now totally destroyed.
Yeah, Brandon White.
And
Brandon White and Jarrett Phillips involved.
And he's driving. He flipped down the entire trioval, Cameron, and he's got that thing running. Here's what happened. 86 on the outside, gets a little bit loose, cuts down into the number 67, and I'd say he went for a little bit of a ride there.
Yeah, a ride indeed. And taking a look now at Brandon White, I mean, he has nothing left of the front or the back of his car.
And hopefully none of the viewers at home get easily nauseated or have motion sickness, because that is one nauseating ride. The gyro cam staying perfectly stationary while the roll cage and bodywork of that machine just flip end over end, door over door. Just hit him in the right location that it started to flip that machine over, got the weight started to shift, and then that grass gripped that machine and just sent it, almost reminiscent of the wrecks you would see back in the day, the early 2000s, when those cars would dig into the grass and just flip time and time again.
You're exactly right, Andre. Only 2 more laps. All he needs is that white flag to come out, and then no caution would matter at all. Jonathan Delaney in a lead of his own now, almost 2 seconds ahead of Cameron Stone into second place. Coming to the line, 2 to go at Vegas. The 9 with a dominant performance here tonight, Andre. What a race so far.
Absolutely. Lap 266 out of 267. He's got 2 lapped cars ahead of him. He's probably going to catch them by the time they get to the trioval, but they shouldn't be much of a factor. He's still got a 2-second gap just about over the next car behind, Cameron Stone. So, again, just has to make these laps smooth, make them clean, and if he can do that, he's got another win. He's locked himself into the next round, and that'll be really unfortunate for the competition, because let me tell you, Jonathan Delaney has 2 really good tracks coming up in this round. If he locks in now, he doesn't need to do well, but winning at the Roval or winning at a plate track would prevent another driver from locking in. And it's very real possibility that he could do that. He's won the Roval multiple times in this league, and he could do it again, but tonight it's going to be Las Vegas that he's going to take the checkered flag for, and he is going to take the win after a dominant performance. Cameron Stone bringing it home second place, and the last step on the podium belongs to Jason Taylor